So let's talk about it. AFC Championship game is going to be held in Kansas City, 6:40 p.m. this Sunday. It's going to be the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen going up against the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes, who's coming off a game where he had a concussion, but Chad Henne came in, made some big plays, and sealed the game against the Browns. Andrew, talk to me about this game. What are you looking forward to the most in this game?
You know what? I was watching that division game against the Browns. I know a lot of people were all like, a lot of people are running with the Chad Henne, Mahomes goes down, Chad Henne. Listen. The Browns lost that game. When Mahomes went down, the Browns did not capitalize on a golden opportunity. If that happens this week, I can assure you Josh Allen is not going to pull a Baker Mayfield, and he's not going to he's going to capitalize on that situation. That's all I'm saying. And I think Buffalo's defense is a lot better than the Browns' defense. The Browns are an upstart team. Remember, they won their first playoff game in 26 years or something like that. The other day, like a couple weeks ago. So, I think they were more wide-eyed and everything like that. And I think the moment was just too big for them. Josh Allen, though, I don't see it. I don't see it. I actually think Buffalo wins this game this weekend, dude. I honestly think Buffalo wins this game. Josh Allen is having an insane year. Probably should be he should be, he's probably in consideration to win the MVP. He should receive votes with Aaron Rodgers and Derrick Henry. I threw that in there.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah, I had to. And Kansas City, dude, as much as people, one thing we saw from Kansas City that not many people look at, their game changed entirely. So people were like, is there a way to beat the Chiefs? Listen, I'm not saying attack Mahomes, but if there comes an instance where Mahomes has to take an extended leave of absence from the game, load the damn box because they're not going to throw it.
All right, Greg Williams. All right, we get it. Bounty Gate. Come on. All right. In all seriousness, I do think that this is going to be the game of the year. I know I said that last week, but I think this week is going to be different. These are two offensive powerhouses going up against each other. Two of the best passing teams in the NFL. The two best passing teams in the NFL going up against each other. And two of the top, I would say, 5 quarterbacks this year going up against each other in Mahomes and Allen. I think you're going to see a lot of, I think you're going to see the offensive coordinators actually throw the entire playbook at this game because it's going to be a wild ride. We could see a situation where this game ends in like a 45-40 shootout. There's also a likelihood that this game could end in like a 20-17 kind of defensive powerhouse. We don't know.
Buffalo plays defense, dude.
Yeah, but I take the latter, especially in Kansas City. We saw what this team did last week. Even without Mahomes, they still did enough to come back or to sustain their lead and just keep their drives alive. So I think Mahomes, obviously, we know that the concussion isn't going to be bleeding into this week. We know that that's not going to be hurting him. Josh Allen. Question is, can he keep this streak going? Can he keep this win streak going? And if he does, he'll be the first quarterback of that 2018 draft class to actually make the Super Bowl. He was one of the most underlooked and underrated quarterbacks in that draft class. Because when you looked at quarterbacks in that draft class, dude, the top 3 were Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Rosen. And you can put those people in any order. Those are the top 3, in varying order. But then Jackson and Allen were kind of those, Jackson was more of a wild card because people were saying that he should be a wide receiver. But but Allen was like the guy where everyone's pointing to, we don't even know why he's here. Josh Allen isn't a top quarterback. He's not a first-round quarterback. When if you saw
he's got a strong arm, but does he have the accuracy?
Play in Wyoming. It was evident to everybody. Anybody who saw him play and didn't just listen to Walter or read shit on Walter Football, read shit on on these random ass blogs. I know everything about the NFL. I've read the draft combine. No, watch the games. Josh Allen was a star at Wyoming, and he was a talented star at Wyoming. That's why I still have a bet. I have a bet that's alive. I said that of that 2018 draft class, and granted, this was right before the draft, I made this bet that Josh Allen would be the first of these quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl because he has exactly what it takes. He can go anywhere and win. He can go into like a snowy city like Buffalo and win there because he's got that strong arm, because he's got the accuracy and the mobility to back it up, even if he needs to. So I never got why he wasn't a guy other than people saw the stats and were just like, oh well, he's like a mediocre quarterback. He's Joe Flacco. When that's just not the case. He's like Joe Flacco at his best all the time. That's what who Josh Allen is. Plus with the ability to run. So he's a great quarterback. I never got it. We'll get to projection in a second, but what's your take on that?
What, the Josh Allen?
Yeah, the Josh Allen, like the lack of hype and people like
slander.
Yeah,
slander. Yeah, dude. I hated the Josh Allen slander coming out just because like I did watch him play, and one thing that a lot of these people don't take into consideration is why does every I don't want to. I'm not. This is not meant to bash Alabama. This is not meant to bash these quarterbacks that come out of these big schools, but why do all these quarterbacks look so good? You know what I'm saying? Why, like, I'm not saying Sam Darnold is not talented, but why did Sam Darnold look so good? Well, he had fucking juju he was throwing to in college. You know what I'm saying? Like he had talent around him. Like think about all these failed quarterbacks that have come out of Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Like AJ McCarron. Well, I mean, when you're throwing to fucking Julio Jones, when you got Amari Cooper, you're throwing to. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna make anybody look good. They won a national championship with a walk on one year because their defense and their wideouts were that good. So you look at who this guy was throwing to. I don't even think those guys are playing in the NFL. Those guys he was throwing to in college, and he had no offensive line. A lot of those throws you see, he's on the run and he's just slinging it. And that's just raw talent. The biggest thing with Josh Allen that a lot of people were really doubting was he has the arm strength. Is the accuracy ever going to come along? And he has shown that, yeah, the accuracy came along. And now he is an elite quarterback taking his team to the AFC Championship. Remember, this was a playoff team last year. They were one possession away from going to Kansas. They were one possession away from winning in Houston and going to Kansas City to play. Like they were one possession away from this being a matchup last year in last year's playoffs. So,
yeah, I agree. I think at the end of the day, though, this game is not going to come on Josh Allen, though, because as much as we just praised him, the person who's going to decide this game and have the most impact on this game by far is Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes comes back and plays lights out, and it's going to get to a point where Allen even will not be able to hang, because Pat Mahomes, when he gets to the playoffs, we've seen it the past 2 years, man. When he's at his best, he's unstoppable. And yeah, it has to do with the fact that he also has, two number one wide receivers, and he has a two-headed monster at running back. And okay, Tyreek Hill is the number one wide receiver, man, whatever you want to say. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. He's got next level talent around him, as well as being one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever best quarterbacks rather, to ever step foot on a field. So if Mahomes messes up, look for Allen to take advantage of it. And that's what it's going to be. If the Chiefs play their game, they score on nearly every possession like they are apt to, or in the playoffs, I think the game's over. That's why I'm picking Chiefs. And again, I say this with a lot of respect for the Bills, but I just think the Chiefs are just too damn good. They're going to go to the Super Bowl again, and we could be staring at a battle of quarterbacks with Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to take Mahomes and the Chiefs 37 to 25. Somewhere in that range.
I'm going to go the opposite.
Oh.
I'm going to go the opposite way, and I'm actually going to not only go with Josh Allen, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're going to run tempo. Like, it's not going to be as much as people are expecting this to be a shootout. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think they're going to run tempo from the very beginning, Buffalo, to the point where I think if Buffalo wins the coin toss, Buffalo is going to say, we want the ball first. They're going to try to take as much time off the clock. They're going to try to control, keep the possessions low. And I actually think Buffalo wins this game 27-24.
All right. There, you heard it here first. We were split on this. If we had more people actually joining us, Simon, then maybe we would have a consensus, a real take consensus, but we don't.
Yeah.
We're split on it. We're going to see what
You
happens
don't have
this
law
Sunday.
school. You don't have law school.
You're right. He does not have law school.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. For more content, please hit that notification bell, comment, subscribe, and everything like that. And just remember, keep it real.